And I'm so excited to have you here because what I know is that we all have our badassery inside of us. And when we actually step into that and own what we know and own the dreams we have, then anything is possible in this world. And it's not only possible for you personally, it's possible for every single human being. And I have lived a lot of life. I just turned 50 literally a week ago. And I was so proud of myself for turning 50 because there were so many times in my life when I just wanted to give up. And what I know now, after years of training myself, after years of training physically, mentally, spiritually, that no matter what you've been through and no matter where you've been and no matter even where you are in this moment, everything can change on a dime. It's not that we need time to make change. It's we need a new awareness. And once we have a new awareness, that's only knowledge until it's put into practice, and then it becomes potential. And I want you to hear that right now. When we have more information, it's not necessarily mean translated into growth. It's only translated into growth if you take it into training, if you take it into being you in the world. So I challenge you to really drop in today and listen, not as much from your head or not as much from, oh, yeah, I know, and drop into your heart and your gut and go, yeah, this is what I needed to hear. If you take one nugget away and you practice it day after day after day going forward, that can change your entire life. Every single person knows how to make change. And knowing happens here. There's a lot of people that know a lot of stuff in this world. The difference between the people that are succeeding and being who they are and the people that are wishing they were there is the action they take. And the willingness to not quit no matter what, to be completely committed to their mission on earth, whether it be to be the best mom, whether it be to be on the world stage, whatever it is in between. To be the best human being you can be, you have to commit to your mission and show up for yourself. If you take nothing else but this one line away from this hour, I want you to know this. Your most important commitment in your entire life is the commitment you make to yourself. And I'm saying the commitment to get out of bed in the morning. If you say, I'm going to get up at 5 o'clock tomorrow and exercise, you get up at 5 o'clock no matter what it takes. And I'm saying if you need to have a hard conversation, you commit to having that hard conversation and you have that hard conversation no matter what comes up within you. Your ability to say what needs to be done to yourself and do it is the difference between anxiety, which is all scattered around, and unstoppable. The difference between heaven and hell, the difference between enjoying every single day of your life, no matter what comes, and wishing you were out. And one of the things that's important for me to say is I never put anyone in any lab that I haven't been in. Everything I speak to, I have trained hard for 25 years plus. And I've had my ups and downs, and those that have followed me on social media for years know that because I've been very honest with the different challenges I've been through and the great successes that I've had. So I want you to know, no matter where you are in this moment, if you've tried and tried over and over again, it doesn't matter. History is done. What matters is right here, right now, showing up for you as you, being you. Learning that knowing and trusting yourself is your key to your entire life. Rather than pleasing other people, rather than thinking and overthinking, and so stopping yourself from your commitment, rather than rolling out of bed in the morning 2 hours after your alarm went off just because it felt too difficult. Serious badassery is not a difficult thing. There's 4 steps to the ultimate success formula. The ultimate success formula has 4 steps, and you've all done this in your life. Number 1 is know what you want. Number 2 is take massive action. Number 3 is check in with yourself. Is this moving me closer to or farther from what I want? And number 4 is change your approach if it's not working. It's very simple, and you've all done it. Everybody's done it for some area of their life. Where we knew what we wanted, we're all standing and breathing, so we know we want to be alive. We've taken plenty of actions to stay. We've course corrected in small or big ways as needed, checked in, and then changed our approach. We've all done it. And now it's time to take it to the next level in the arena of self-care. Because when you bring all of that knowledge home to you, and you decide that no matter what the feelings that come up and the thinking that stems from that, you'll take the action that needs to be taken. And I actually want you to hear that point. Emotions lead to thinking, lead to action, period. If your emotions are running you and you're not feeling like it, like when your alarm goes off in the morning and you don't feel like getting out of bed, then your thinking says, I don't feel like getting out of bed. And then the action is you don't get out of bed. That's emotions running you. If you are running your emotions and you decide in your quiet time, in your heart of hearts, I need to commit to myself and I'm willing to do whatever it takes, then the alarm goes off in the morning. You go, oh, I'm tired. And you get up anyhow. Because you're now running your emotions rather than your emotions running you. I'll tell you a personal story, which is I'm in a 19-day training phase right now. Today is day 9, and it has a lot of elements, one of them being I get up at 4 a.m. every day. I'm a huge early morning person. I always have massive breakthroughs in the morning. And the last 2 mornings, I've been tired. My body's like, whoa. And I'm committed to this 4 a.m. So what that means is the last 2 days, I've taken naps. I've taken naps in the afternoon because I'm committed to the 4 a.m. This morning, I'd had massive breakthroughs before 9 a.m. And then by 11 o'clock, I took a nap. So we have to adjust our life and we have to make it work for us being the key. I can't tell you how to do this. I can tell you the formula to get there. You get to know what you want. Take massive action. Check in with yourself. Is it moving you closer to or farther from? A lot of people are taking a lot of actions, like scrolling on their phone. It's really, really important. Keeping up with the Joneses, keeping up with the latest TV show, whatever it is. Even cleaning the house, taking care of the kids. You know, I always said my drugs were socially acceptable. They were exercise. They were over helping other people, pleasing everyone, taking care of my family. They weren't They were all serving me on some level, but there was a point where they weren't serving me. And once I put it all in for me, then I could serve everyone at a whole different level. Okay, stand up. Arms up in the air. Welcome, Brenda. Woohoo! Okay, so we know the ultimate success formula. We know that the most important relationship and the most important commitment in your entire life, period, is committing to yourself and following through. Being consistent with who you are is the only thing that matters. And it's challenging for those of us that have been conditioned for years into mediocrity, myself included. So stand up right now, and what we're going to say is, I own my life. I own my voice. I own my destiny. And I am going to ask you guys all to unmute real quick. Let's have I apologize for that.
Yeah.
No problem.
Awesome. Okay, we'll get Brenda unmuted, and then we're going to go, I own my voice, I own my life, I own my destiny. We're going to say it several times, and I want you to feel it all the way through your system. I want you to be as loud as you can, especially if you have neighbors that you're feeling shy about.
Yeah.
What's that?
I do.
Great.
Yeah, I have my sister in the house right now, but
Perfect. Invite her in, or else just own it, Hugh.
Yep.
Okay, ready? I own my voice.
I own my voice.
I own my life.
I own my life.
I own my destiny.
I own my destiny.
I own my voice.
I own my voice.
I own my life.
I own my life.
I own my destiny.
I own my destiny.
I own my voice.
I own my voice.
I own my life.
I own my life.
I own my destiny.
I own my destiny.
One more time. I own my voice.
I own my voice.
I own my life.
I own my life.
I own my destiny.
I own my destiny.
Yeah, now sit down with that kind of energy. And I'm going to go ahead and mute you guys again, and we're going to keep going. So sit down in that kind of energy where you know it. Even if you don't completely feel it through and through in this moment, you know it. You know that badassery inside of you. You're reclaiming that badassery. You're reclaiming that unstoppable, unfathomable, beautiful creation that created you. The angel inside of you, if you will. And now I'm going to teach you 3 fun, fast, and really simple ways to train for badassery. They're very, very simple. The 3 words are physiology, focus, and habits. It's that simple. Everything comes down to physiology, focus, and habits. And when you get those 3 right, your entire life changes and changes and changes to what you want. It gives you everything you crave. So we just worked with physiology. The way you hold yourself, the way you carry yourself, if you're slumping around, you know, if I was over here teaching like this, sharing with you like this, well, what do you think? Should we maybe listen to me? Maybe it's a good idea. It's a very different thing than if I'm actually standing up on my feet, breathing, sharing my energy with you, and helping you feel your own energy. If I wasn't in my energy, you wouldn't be able to feel yours. I can't lead you somewhere that I don't know. Your physiology matters, the way you carry it on a daily basis. If your shoulders are slumped and you're kind of looking head down, I know what you're feeling. You can see if we had a depressed person behind this wall, you could tell me what they look like. Kind of droopy, kind of mopey. And if you have someone that's on fire behind this wall, you know what they look like. You know that feeling in you. So we choose our physiology. Our physiology doesn't choose us. We so often think, our mind thinks, I don't feel well. Emotions happen, thinking happens, and then action happens. And when it happens in our physiology, it shows very clearly on our face, it shows in our body. When you start to take ownership of your physiology and you decide that you're going to stand up in your life and take a stand for yourself, you look different. You start to glow. People start to notice, what are you doing? What have you done? And it's a spiral. It's a spiral of when you are taking care of yourself and standing tall in your life, then you also want the best food in you. Many people try to lose weight for the sake of losing weight. Or they try to get fit for the sake of getting fit, and they wonder why they don't stay with their program. Losing weight for the sake of losing weight, if you're not dealing with everything else that's coming up, like having a vision in your life, like shedding the weight you've been carrying of not being good enough or pleasing or all the other things, trying to fit in. Raise your hand if you recognize any of those belief systems in you. Ever tried to fit in, ever kept your voice small, ever, right? Yeah, beautiful. Thank you for being honest. Because when we get honest with ourselves, we can change our life. Your physiology matters. Sitting up tall right now as you take in this information. Your whole nervous system has been programmed for however many years and potentially more than that you've been on this planet into mediocrity, because the masses, 99% of humanity is living in mediocrity, and that's their comfort zone. That's why the people that are standing on stage and you know their names, you might get jealous of them. I had someone today speaking to that around me. They were like, blah, blah, blah. So many people are jealous of you. I'm like, that happens when we actually own who we are. Because what's familiar and what's known in our world is people that have been conditioned into mediocrity and are staying there. Mediocrity doesn't interest me. Fitting in doesn't interest me. Standing into the gifts I was given, sharing the gifts I was given massively so that everyone can feel the energy that I feel, that interests me in a huge way. Every one of our sisters and brothers on this planet standing up into their energy so that all the wars can end, that interests me in a huge way. The inner war has to end first. Lots of people are trying to save our planet, save the others, when in fact, the only person we can truly save is ourselves. And from there, then our bounty, that word was coming out weird. Our bounty multiplies. What we have to give multiplies. When we're full, when we're giving from our fullness, not from our neediness, not from our please love me-ness. Your physiology is anything you do with your body. The way you let your feet root into the ground, you can do that right now. Feel your feet relax. If you're like me, I can get into what I call talon feet, where my feet are gripping at something, and then all of a sudden I pay attention to it and I go, wow, I didn't even know that was happening. That happened for years before I realized it, about 6 years ago. And then I went, what? My feet have never relaxed in my entire life until then. And then I started paying attention. So feet get rooted into the ground, and then you're actually connected to the earth. Breathe into your heart, and you're actually connected to your heart. Feel your breath going in and out. You're actually in your body rather than in your head. One of my favorite sayings is, most people are heads with their chicken cut off. And everyone says, no, you got that backwards. And I say, no, I've got that right. Most people are heads with their chicken cut off. If we actually re-head ourselves, put our head and our heart and our gut and our whole system together, drop back in, then we stand a chance. We got the whole team. Physiology, it's simple, really simple. Physiology is number one. It's really simple. It takes training. Would anyone in this room right now expect to have one exercise session in their life and be fit physically for the rest of their life? Raise your hand. Would you expect to have to consistently train physically in order to be physically fit? Raise your hand if that's a yes. Yes. We have to train mentally. Most people will not do it. They go to a quick Zoom, they go to a quick event, they get a little hit, and then they go back to the life they were living. So I challenge you to be different than most. I challenge you to take these little simple nuggets that I'm sharing with you today and take them into practice in your life. They're essential and they will change everything. Physiology, focus. Focus is number two. Where your focus goes, your energy flows. I'll say that again. Where focus goes, energy flows. If you're focused on problems, you get more problems because that's what you see. If you're focused on where you're headed, if you're focused on your badassery, if you're focused on the life you want and the vision you have for that life, then you get unlimited energy. Then the energy flows. The universe conspires for those in alignment with themselves. Because when we're in alignment with ourselves, we're in alignment with the universe. We're in alignment with love. I choose to use the word God. We're in alignment with the God inside of us. Goddess. Where focus goes, energy flows. If you're focused, if you're on a mountain bike ride, that's a great example for me because this is where I learned it years and years ago. As a nervous mountain biker 20 plus years ago, I realized that if I looked at that rock I didn't want to hit, I was down. And if I looked ahead to where I wanted to be, my bike could always do it. We all have those experiences in life where we get focused on what we don't want, and then all of a sudden we get it. We get exactly what we didn't want. Our biggest fear comes true. We've all done that. We've all done that. Everyone's got small or big examples of that. My worst fear was getting divorced, and I'm divorced. And I can tell you that the moment in 2012 that everything came unglued for me, I'd been trying to figure it out, but I wasn't willing to go all in until 2012 when everything came unglued. And then I went all in and I decided it was me and God. Me, God, girls. God, girls, gratitude was my 3G system. I've since added grounding as my 4th G and growth as my 5th G. So I have my 5G system that runs my entire life and everything fits into that. What I do isn't going to work for you as far as that kind of stuff unless it resonates. So I want you to be really clear that I'm not giving you a whole bunch of information. I'm giving you a combination of strategies that work and my personal experience. And now you take it to the lab and you're the lab rat. Your focus matters. Your focus on having a vision for your life, even if it starts with, I just want peace. I want to feel better. Those are simple places to start. Lots of people have big dreams they've given up on. Putting those dreams back on the table and deciding, even though you have no idea how to get there, you're going to head in that direction will allow you to feel better will bring you the inner peace you crave, will allow you to start heading in the direction of the life you want. So we have physiology, we have focus, and then we've got habits. The way you carry your physiology and where your focus goes is always good proof of where your habits are. If your habits are run to food when it gets uncomfortable, that's a habit. I had that habit for many years. I just happened to also have the Ironman triathlete body. So everyone went ooh and ah over it all. I still to this day have those moments where I want to run to food. It's much less than it's ever been. But there's still, that's my default. My default from when I was 8 years old dieting with my mom has been food and control of food, and food is love, and all of those messages we get. And then I started messing with my body and trying to control my body. And then I have a very strong, fit body. And therefore, I could get away with physically eating things that weren't necessarily fueling me. I wasn't getting away with them ever mentally. I was keeping score against myself. So we have habits that lead us closer to or farther from the life we want. If your habit is not getting out of bed in the morning consistently, you know what you're going to get. If your habit is overworking and overgiving, you know what you're going to get. Where you've been is going to continue. And in this moment today, I ask that you take a moment right now and look at what habit is not serving you. Which of your habits are not serving you? And if anyone would care to share, I would love to hear from somebody. So just raise your physical hand. We'll just be human. Raise your hand and go ahead and unmute, Hugh. I want to hear it.
Okay, so the habit I have that I have really two habits that are not serving me, but they're tied together. So the first one is going to bed late and not really having a great bedtime routine.
Oh, you're totally breaking up.
I'm asleep on the couch lately, and is that better?
You're breaking up. I can't hear you, Hugh.
Testing. Hello.
That's better.
Okay. That's better.
That's better.
Okay. Bad habit. Going to sleep on the couch and waking up during the night, and then waking up in the morning later than I need to be up for work. So then I'm late to work, which is another bad habit. So they tie together.
Absolutely. Yeah. Okay, so stand up right now. And everybody pay attention, because even though he's talking about going to bed late and then having that cascade, we all do these things, whether it's distraction with email or phone or work or taking care of others or going to the refrigerator or drugs or alcohol, whatever it is. We all have those places where it's like, oh, hello, this is costing me my life mentally and physically. So Hugh, stand up right now. You're actually frozen on the screen for me, but I'm going to go ahead and coach you from here, even though I don't know that I can hear you.
Yeah.
And that's great, because I did hear you right then. So I want you to stand up, and I want you to ask yourself and get really honest, because if you're not willing to change this, then be honest with yourself that you're not willing to do it yet.
Okay.
That's the most important, is being honest with yourself. If you're not willing to change, say, I'm not willing to change. I'll revisit this in a month. Are you willing to change this habit?
Yeah.
Yes?
And yeah.
Okay. So over the next 7 days, are you willing to practice create a bedtime routine, create a bedtime ritual, and get your butt in bed no matter what it takes, even if you're kicking and screaming when you get in that bed, and even if other people are distracting, and no matter what, you committing to you. Are you willing to do that?
Yes.
How
Yeah.
many
I
times
have
over the next 7 days?
to. 7 times.
7 times over the next 7 days. You're going to go to bed at what time?
I think I need to go to bed at 11:30.
You
My
think or you
bedtime,
know?
well, my current bedtime is 1 o'clock, and I think if I go too early, it's going to be too much of an abrupt change.
Okay, so you're breaking up again.
I'm gonna say 11 o'clock.
Thinking is mental, and we never change habits from thinking. Thinking is, yeah, should. Okay, don't should on yourself.
Okay.
Brilliant. That actually makes it better without the video. So your heart knows. You've been dealing with this habit for a while.
Yes.
Your heart knows. What do you actually need to do? I don't want what you're thinking. I want what you know you need to do for the well-being of your entire life. It's been affecting your life for a long time.
Yeah.
What do you need to do? What time do you need to be in bed?
I need to be in bed at like 10:30. I need to be in bed at 10:30. Yeah.
Okay, so 10:30 in bed. Are you committing to that for 7 days?
Yes. It's scary, but yes. Yeah. Yes.
Everything new is scary. Change is not convenient. I guarantee you it is not convenient and never will be. The way you do your life today, if it doesn't change, you can extrapolate 10, 20, 30 years from now, and you'll be in the same place. 10:30 bedtime for the next 7 days. Is that true?
Yes, that is true.
Are you going to text me at the end of those 7 days?
You betcha.
Okay, I will not text you. I will respond if you text, but I will not follow up with you to beg you to do it, okay? You need to text me and I will respond and cheer for you.
Deal.
It's 100% on you, okay, my friend?
Yes.
Okay, awesome. Who else has a habit they want to get rid of?
I just have a quick question.
Yeah.
What is that excitement I feel for Hugh when he says he's committed to doing this? I is this my people pleaser where I'm like, yeah, I want Hugh to do what he needs to do to make him happy, or is it just my natural encouragement of recognizing he's going to do some personal growth?
Great question. Who should we ask the answer to that?
I guess I should ask my own inner goddess.
Let's ask her. So drop into your heart.
Mm-hmm.
She's learned a lot already today. Drop into your heart and ask her, okay?
She's already given me an answer.
Great.
It was loud and clear. It was genuine excitement for Hugh, but it was also kind of a mirror of, hey, he can do that. We can too. It's kind of a...
Say that again.
If he can, we can too.
Yes. Genuine excitement for somebody else, plus if he can do it, we can too. Okay? Genuine excitement for other people's wins. You want him to win. Yes.
I do.
You want your stepkids to win. You want all your coworkers to win. And you can't do it for them. Most people try to do it for them. Okay? Hugh and I have known each other long enough to where he knows I'm not going to get a text. He's not going to get a text from me. This one's on him. 100%. I can't do it for anyone. That's what I had to learn in order to step into the role and ultimately the stages I'll be on this year. I cannot do it for anyone. You have to decide to take what you learn and go. So say it again, genuine excitement, and you know now. Can you repeat it?
Oh yeah, I have genuine excitement. And I know that I can do it too.
Yes. And if you look at anyone whose names you know, that is a fact. Who do you admire in this world, Jenny?
Who do I admire? There's some artists that I really admire that I follow on Instagram.
Great. Why do you follow them?
I love their artwork, but I also love the life that they've created for themselves.
Great. Do you want that?
I do.
Great. And do you have genuine excitement for them? Do you have any jealousy for them?
Oh yeah, I've spent a lot of very angry and bitter at them.
Thank you for being so honest. Are you ever judgmental about them?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, right. Do you want to pick them apart?
Yeah.
Here's the fact. The only difference, are you an artist? Are you an
Yes.
artist that's starving to be an artist?
Yes.
Yes, thank you. Now we're really there, okay? You're a starving artist. That's what a starving artist is. You feel that in your bones?
Oh, yeah. I feel
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. Yes. So the reason we point fingers and the reason we pick at other people is because we want to be able to be that much ourselves. And so
Mhm.
we try to pull them down. So other people get on the big stage and then we go, well, they're not that, right?
Yeah.
I've been there. I've been there. I've been there. We've all been there until we're not. And the moment you aren't there any longer is the moment you say, I am worth it. I
Mhm.
want to be an artist, no longer a starving artist. I have to be an artist, no longer a starving artist. And I'll do whatever it takes to walk through all the roadblocks between here and there. Beautiful work, Jenny.
Thank you.
Beautiful. Yeah.
I can feel that. And I'm writing those words down. I'm an artist, no longer a starving artist.
That's right. I am an artist. So your nervous system needs to be, and look at me for a second,
Yes.
your nervous system needs to be reprogrammed with that. One way to do that, somehow you need to say those words every day. Can you commit? Can you do a 7-day commitment like Hugh just did?
I can.
Tell
Because
me.
I can commit to that because I'm excited for Hugh and he can do it. I can. And I'm committing to 7 days of saying I am an artist.
And how long are you going to say it? Are you going to say it for 3 hours straight? Or are you going to say it for 3 minutes straight? What?
I'm going to say
Ask
it.
your heart.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Not my head. No. I
I saw
should
that.
say it. I'm not going to should all over myself in
Nope.
front of you guys.
You do that behind the closet
Yeah.
anyhow. So let's just call that a spade.
Okay. 2 minutes is what I'm getting.
2 minutes a day for
Yep.
7 days.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You going to email me at the end of that?
I will.
Great. Actually, text is better. Let me give you my number.
Okay.
303
Mm-hmm.
245
Mm-hmm.
8249.
Okay. I will text at the end
Great.
of 7 days because I can do this for 2 minutes.
You can.
Every day.
I know you can.
I
you?
will.
Yes.
I will.
Language
Mhm.
matters.
Yeah, I will.
Awesome. So we have physiology. We stand up tall. Everybody stand back up right now. We have our physiology, how we carry ourselves. Root your feet into the ground right now. Feel the center of the earth. If you feel safe in the space you're in right now, close your eyes. Even release vocally if you would like. Okay? Let your feet root into the ground. Picture in your mind roots that go all the way to the center of the earth. Because the truth is, we are the same as the earth. We're just these little nuggets that happen to waddle around the planet. It's all the same. We come from the earth. Picture the sun, the cosmos coming all the way into the top of your head, and we are that perfect embodiment of spirit and form, of density and lightness. Feel yourself in your body right this moment. Bring your shoulders back just a little farther than you did a minute ago. Shake your head side to side, left to right, and then yes and no. And then find a comfortable place for your head to sit. That's your physiology. That's owning your physiology. Right now, let's go ahead and program our sternum, our chest bone, with I own my voice. I own my life. I own my destiny. Own it right now. I own my voice. I own my life. I own my destiny. Hugh, are you with us? I own my voice. I own my life. I own my destiny. Yeah. You have to reprogram your entire nervous system, no matter where you've been. And that's what we do by carrying our physiology with more lightness and more grace and more kindness. Physiology, focus. Where your focus goes, your energy flows. If you are focused on what hasn't worked thus far, you will not take these new habits into your life. It will be all chatter today, talk, 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 which is what most people will do, and a bullshit walk. There's a whole lot of people you know, we all know them. They talk a great talk, but what they walk is very, very different. The opportunity is for you to focus on what you want, focus on going to bed early, focus on the new habit you want to create of saying, I am an artist. Focus on your own happiness, your own peace, the blessing that you are. And do everything it takes to be that, to do that. And then your habits, those are our 3 main points today. Okay, your habits all add up. We talked about a couple of different habits. The habits of how you use your physiology, the habits of where your focus goes, the habits of playing small, of going, sure, when you know it's bullshit, whatever just came out of someone's mind. I'm going to tell you a personal story on this one. Finding my voice has been a 50-year deal for me. I knew many, many years ago that the whole purpose I was in this lifetime was to find my voice. And it has been a hell of a ride to find it. Because I was told for many years I couldn't know what I knew. I was told I was wrong when I did know something. All of those things. And I listened until I didn't any longer. I listened to them until the voice and the vision on the inside got stronger and more profound than the voices on the outside and the chatter in my head. And literally this morning, I'm going to tell you a personal story. I was sitting I live in Boulder, and I was sitting in the St. Julian Hotel, and literally sitting, it's basically in a fire. It's the most beautiful fireplace you've ever seen. And I love this space. And I love to sit on the stone right where the fire is right with me. I'm literally toasting from the fire. It's like being a marshmallow in the fire, except it's me. And I'm sitting there, and this man comes up and he sits across from me in the fire, and he starts talking to me. And he's telling me things that I know are not true. He's saying you weigh like he's just making stuff up. And he's obviously very wealthy financially, and he's obviously like, I'm not really sure what's going on. And I made a choice in that moment, which was new for me, to have someone telling me these things that were not true. And I spoke up. I said, that is not true. And he said, I stand corrected. And then he just kept speaking, and he kept saying things. It was like the chatter in my head. It was like the most extraordinary opportunity for me to know beyond know who I am. He asked me, who am I? And I said, I'm an unrelenting force of love, curiosity, and encouragement. And he said, oh, you're the Tony Robbins in female form. I said, yes. And then he went on spewing his stuff. Everyone has their stories. And I called him out on his stories this morning. And I tell you this because for me to stand in my feminine power with a man who was older than me, with a man who's sitting there, with a lot of hubris, if you will, and to be true to myself, literally changed my entire life. And when he walked away, the people that were listening to the whole thing, one of the guys looked at me and he's like, you were so kind. I said, that was the exact training I needed. And we gave each other an air high five. And what I knew for me was to find my voice at that level when I was basically being oddly attacked even though it wasn't scary, it was like kind of that disbelief moment, was game altering. And I say this story because you never know the moments when you show up as you that will change your life. When you start showing up as you will show up. People around you will resist. You have fit in the way they have needed you and wanted you to fit in the way you have trained them for as long as you've known them and as long as you've known yourself. And when you start growing and changing, if you keep the same people around you and you don't add people that also want your growth, you can easily get pulled back. That happens so often with people who try to lose weight. The people around them aren't losing weight, so they pull them back in. We have to have an inner circle of friends and influence that wants our greatness no matter what. It's crucial to your growth. Do whatever it takes to have people around you that want you to be the best you. And for a period of time in my life, that was literally books and dead guys. That was my joke. My kids were like, Mom, all the guys you're in love with are dead. I'm like, yep, guys that are dead are safe. Gandhi, JFK, you name them. They're safe. Steve Jobs, etc. They're safe and they're dead, and that's great. That's what I needed at the time. That is not true any longer. I have a human circle now. And there's no way on earth that I would be doing what I'm doing and headed for the stages this year that I'm headed for if I didn't have that human circle around me. So I encourage you to do whatever it takes to have teammates and partners and coaching. I do coaching, and I'll share that in a moment, so that you know someone has your back in this phase of growth. Because you're going from, you've been in kindergarten for a long time, the human school, doing the human stuff, doing what you're supposed to do. And if you take these strategies and tactics and you actually put them into practice, your life will start to go to a whole different level. I can guarantee you that. If you practice, if you stay true to yourself, if you become absolutely obsessed with you being you, no matter what it takes, no matter the level of discomfort, no matter the level of fear that comes up in your mind, because it will, no matter the level of vulnerability you feel, your whole life will change. And on that note, I do have 2 spaces right now available for coaching. I coach with people that want to go all in. And if that interests you, I would love to hear from you. And everybody has my email and everybody has my phone number. And we go all the way. And we have to feel our discomfort in order to feel our aliveness, to feel our glow, to be ourselves in the world. We have to go through all those years of conditioning to go, oh my gosh, it's so much easier to just be me. It's so much more fun. It's so much easier on my body and my nervous system, on my mind. When my mind knows it's safe to say what needs to be said. And as I just told you, I told you a story from this day. I'm constantly growing and always will be. It's never just a done deal. It's constant training. And if you look at training as so much fun, which is what I do, then you will get so hungry to be yourself that you will go all in no matter what it takes. I want to ask if